Awesome. So we're now recording. So welcome to Trainer Talks. This is episode 5, I think it is. So I'm putting these, Jack, on YouTube, putting them on my blog. It's just a chance for me to have a chat with other trainers and get another trainer's point of view on a certain topic. So me and Jack, about a month ago now, or was it a couple of months, did an Instagram live. In sort of like the middle of lockdown. But today we're going to talk about quick fixes and why you shouldn't go into a quick fix and go into panic mode coming out the back of lockdown. Because I know a lot of people have put on weight, a lot of people aren't feeling their best at the moment. But it's not a case where you should panic. It's not a case where you should think, oh, I need to lose this weight as fast as possible. It is about taking your time and creating that longevity. But before we kind of get into today's call, Jack, if you just want to introduce yourself, buddy.
Yes. So hello, everyone. I'm Jack from JBB Fitness, and I am a personal trainer and sort of recently transformed online coach as well in sort of Loughborough and Leicestershire and the surrounding areas. So yeah, I've been in the industry now for sort of five or 6 years, sort of full time, just again, gradually sort of just building the business up and building the client base up. And yeah, I mean, sort of we've known each other for quite a while, haven't we, really? Obviously, been recently sort of crossing paths a bit more and sort of, you know, communicating and chatting away and stuff. So yeah, similar sort of background, you know, started enjoying the gym, enjoying training, always been playing sport, and yeah, sort of took it up as a full-time career and just gradually building the client base up and the business up as a whole, really, now. So
that's it. Jack's been around forever. He's a dinosaur.
I'm part of the shelf, mate. I'm part of the furniture, mate.
So I think Jack started because I think you're like a year or two older than me, aren't you? I mean, I think Jack started in the industry around the same time I did. So I started as soon as I could. So like back, I mean, I don't know what it's like now, but back in the day, you had to be 18 to even get your qualification. So as soon as I could get my qualification, that's when I sort of jumped into the industry. But yeah, Jack, how's your training going at the minute? How's your lockdown training and eating and motivation going at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously sort of been a bumpy ride, like I'm sure it has been for sort of most people. You know, some days good, some days bad, some days better than others. But again, you know, it's just a matter of sort of, I suppose, just taking one day at a time, you know, sort of doing what you can sort of on a daily basis, and then, you know, sort of monitor it over maybe a bigger period of time, over weeks, months, etc. Training wise, initially, again, sort of stayed on top of it, tried to keep into the routine of things. Again, try to sort of do what I can with the kit that I have available and at home. You know, sort of probably like most people, really, like your average Joe, you know, sort of slips off a little bit, you know, sort of peaks up a little bit, etc. As a whole, been pretty consistent. I mean, I've been a lot more grateful as well regarding sort of like the nutrition and the sort of the eating and the cooking side of things. I've sort of found that I've had a little bit more time myself to be able to, like you say, make a lot more, you know, freshly cooked meals and sort of take my time, you know, sort of planning my meals and sort of my nutrition, you know, on a daily basis, really. I mean, sort of how, you know, sort of related to sort of what I do in my business. Obviously, a lot of mine is face-to-face PT. So it is, you know, sort of going sort of back and forth a little bit more, you know, going to clients' houses, you know, doing sessions outdoors. So sort of the nutrition side of things, I've felt that I've really, you know, been able to sort of, you know, take a bit more control of, just having them extra few hours in the day, really, to concentrate on it a bit more. So yeah, I mean, again, very strange time. You know, none of us really are used to sort of any of this. You know, it's complete change for sort of, you know, 99% of people. But you know, I know that you've mentioned it before. You know, it's just about taking sort of one step at a time, really, and sort of just monitoring it day by day, really.
That's it. I've been exactly the same, to be honest. I mean, I've actually lost weight during the lockdown, whereas a lot of people have gained weight because exactly what you've said there. I've had more time to actually cook my meals rather than just having that speedy approach like a lot of people tend to do.
100 mile an hour, quick 15-minute block. get your rice and chicken down quickly, and then back you go.
That's it. But now my eggs aren't being microwaved; they're being cooked fresh.
Nice. I like it.
So that's been a nice benefit, really. But yeah, I mean, gyms are back open. We've just discussed on the 25th, which is a Saturday, I believe. But yeah, I bet you're itching to get back to the gym. Bet you're itching to get back with your face-to-face clients. Are they excited?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, every sort of client's different. So I know that the face-to-face stuff, isn't for everyone, and sort of I know that you'd vouch for it. Obviously, doing a lot more sort of the online sort of personal training and coaching. So I know that it's not for everyone. But the clients that I do have, it is quite a sort of a diverse client set. So a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different people. So some people will, I suppose, really look forward to it. Some people might not. They might be sort of dreading going back on the prowler or going back on the assault bike or but as a whole, I think a lot of people are sort of looking forward to hopefully getting back into a routine and some form of normality, if you like.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, with the clients that you have, obviously you've said there that you've got quite a diverse group of clients. In regards to their goals, it's not a quick fix that they're looking to achieve, is it? It is a long-term goal for them. So I mean, what are the goals that your clients typically have when they come to you, Jack?
I would say that it's more sort of making that making a bit more of like a lifestyle change. I think there's a lot of things on there on social media and sort of YouTube and just the internet as a whole where a lot of people sort of look at things and they think, oh yeah, I know how to squat, I know how to lunge, I know how to press it, but I think it's a lot more than that. And I know that we've touched on it before in sort of on some of your posts you have as well, and it's about actually making that sort of that lifestyle change. It's any PT or any coach can sort of rock up to a session and say, right then, we've got an hour, right, just do as many burpees as you can in that time. But it's about, like you say, explaining the importance of why you're doing something or how it's going to benefit them within their lifestyle. And I suppose, like anything in life, really, if you want to make that progress, you can't necessarily have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's if you want to see that progress and you want to see that change, then unfortunately it is sort of all in, or sort of that all out approach, really. So I mean, as a whole, it's for me, most of my clients are looking for sort of knowledge and a bit of guidance, really, on obviously exercise as a starter, nutrition, but also things that they can embed into their lifestyle. So obviously recovery and sleep, getting the steps in, making sure they're hitting the protein goal, making sure they're getting fruit, veg, etc. Hydration. So yeah, sort of just really transferring sort of the knowledge that I believe that I have to them, so then they can hopefully administer it long term and sort of not necessarily not rely on me for the future, but hopefully they can take the weight off me, put the weight on their own shoulders, and actually crack on with it themselves, let's say.
That's it.
So,
I mean, with myself, when people approach me saying, "Oh, I want to get lean from holiday in 6 weeks,"
yeah,
I actually turn them away because I don't want to work with people like that. I want people that, that's cool, that holiday in 6 weeks, but what about after? I need
exactly.
I need that long-term goal from a client, because 6 weeks, we can get you looking in a decent shape 6 to 8 weeks, but you're going to come back off your holiday in the exact same starting position that you came to me with. And I just don't like working with people like that. When someone works with me, I want it to be the last start that they ever make when it comes to their weight loss and fat loss journey. And I don't know about you, but when you see all of these like detox things and detox products and slim fast and skinny coffees and all of these things online, it just infuriates me, because it's duped so many people that you will lose weight in a couple of weeks. Do you know why?
100%.
Because you're having barely any calories. Can you do that? And can you do that for 5 years? No, you can't. So you go back to square one again. And I don't know about you, but it's just so frustrating to see.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think, like you say, sort of, talking on them fad diets and stuff, and it is, sort of in trends really. There would be one thing that comes along and everybody thinks it's the best thing since sliced bread, and then 2 weeks later, something else pops up on Instagram or on the news or something, and you think, oh my god, I need to follow that, and ultimately, they are good for a quick fix. They are potentially good for, events or holidays or weddings or photo shoots and stuff like that. Totally understandable. But, the main thing is that it isn't sustainable, and, it's impossible to maintain. Like you say, you're looking to hopefully, give your clients what they need for their life.
Yeah.
Not just what they need for 6 weeks and then, see you later, see you in a couple of months when you come back to me when you need the same again. Yeah. And that's the most frustrating thing about it is that, the world that we live in society, everybody is all about convenience and the quickness of things. So, when people say, unfortunately, to get where you want to be, you've got to work hard and you've got to put the time and effort into it. A lot of people are like, oh no, that's not for me. I can't do that. I can't add that to my lifestyle. My life's too busy. I've not got time for that. But, ultimately, if they want to make that change for their life, rather than, for 5, 6, 7 weeks, then ultimately the effort levels and the work rate's got to be more. And
that's it.
So,
I mean, you've touched on it there as well. In the way that things are these days, I mean, Amazon same day delivery now, it's ridiculous. You go on social media and just find out information like that. And when it comes to your weight loss or fat loss goal, that won't work the same as that. You won't get it that fast and stick to it long term. It's like the amount of people that say, oh, I've worked for me before. Probably shouldn't say slimming club, let's say.
Yeah.
I'll bleep that bit out. Slimming club worked for me before, so I'm going to do that again. Well, if you're doing it for the second time, the third or the fourth, it didn't work for you because it didn't work the first time.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then as soon as I say that, people are like, oh, never really thought of it like that. Yeah, because you've been that typical yo-yo dieter where you've been in such a big calorie deficit, you've lost weight really, really quickly, but then even quicker, you've put it back on. And it's,
of course you do, yeah.
And that's, I mean, for people like me and people like yourself, I know we're the type of coaches and trainers that just likes to pass on our knowledge. And I know there's a lot of trainers out there who just wait for that knowledge to be paid for. But I do think it is important that, I mean, we've been in the industry for a relatively long time now. I know we're still young. I know I'm dinosaur, but you're still young, mate.
yeah.
But we've got this knowledge that we've gained, and we need to pass it on to people rather than seeing these quick fix products. I mean, I saw a detox product yesterday, I think it was £15, and it was lose 10 kilos in 2 weeks. £15, bargain, right? Yeah, go and do it. Yeah. I'll see you in a month's time when you put that weight back on.
You come back and you come to me or come back to me and like you say, yeah.
Oh, it's just so frustrating. So I think the biggest message coming out of lockdown, I know a lot of people have put on weight during lockdown, and that's completely understandable. It's completely normal. Anxiety's been through the roof. The worry has been through the roof as well. I know a lot of people have lost jobs. It's been a hard time for a lot of people, but don't come out of this process and just try and fix what has happened immediately, because it just won't happen. It will take time. It's like I was having a conversation with a guy yesterday about the normality coming out of lockdown. I said to him, it will take a good year. It won't be this year. It won't be this month, August. It won't be normal until next year. It will take time. And that's exactly the same as when you're looking to get back to that sort of normality with your work, with your weight loss, fat loss journey, with your fitness level, etc. But yeah, rambling. I don't know where I'm going with that train of thought there.
Yeah, no. I know exactly. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I mean, like anything really, I think a lot of things have, advantages and disadvantages, but sort of the route that we're taking at the minute in regards with the fad diets and stuff, I think the disadvantages do outweigh the advantages. And, at the end of the day, they are short-term sort of fixes or short-term changes, which do require little or minimal effort, and that's why a lot of people do get sold towards that product. It thinks, I can achieve my goal in a shorter time, I can achieve my goal with little or less effort, so and at a small cost, it's a win-win. But ultimately, sort of in this day and age, you pay for what you get, or pay for what you receive. So, for that sort of quality service, or that quality, product, or like you say, service, you will have to put more into it to get more out of it. And I think a lot of these fad diets now are, sort of what you said earlier about, lose 10 pounds in whatever it was, 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Most of them are, they're all exaggerated statements or claims. I mean, potentially, you could lose 10 pounds in X amount of weeks, but, that's probably based on one individual and not sort of, tailored to an individual basis. And I mean, makes you laugh when they put all of these like famous people and all celebrities like on the front of things and
Skinny jab, skinny jab.
Skinny jab. Oh God, I've seen that one. And they put someone, famous on there, and not that he does it, not that he does any himself, but you create a fad diet, you put the body coach on there or whatever, and people are like, oh my God, I've got to get that. The body coach is the face of it. Not that he is, but if he was, that's how they get to sell it even more, and that's how they reel people in. It's funny really, because I suppose it's like any sports brand, Nike, Adidas, they put Cristiano Ronaldo on the front, and 20 more people want to buy it. And it's just like you say, it's a bit of, I suppose, a lack of knowledge from the consumer or from the customer, which unfortunately they sort of fall for not necessarily, they're not false claims, but they are, I would like to say, exaggerated ever so slightly, let's say.
Yeah, because that person that they've done that claim on, they could have been 350 pounds or something when they started.
Exactly.
Exactly. Lose weight at a drastic rate when you're that heavy anyway.
But proper, full couch potato. Don't do, don't really do anything. Just very, very, very sedentary, and
That's it. I mean, a lot of these fad diets, I always say they're incredible business people.
Yeah, definitely.
They've been very, very successful because they've touched on that emotional factor and gave someone a very easy way out. But you're never going to be successful doing the easy route. I mean, even looking at business, like I'll speak to a coach the other day, and he was asking me, because he was saying that he's struggling picking up clients. And I said to him, well, what are you doing to pick up clients? Oh, I'll put a post up saying I've got spaces available. Yeah, but spaces for what? You put one post up a week. Like, what you do, you're a stranger. And it's not just going to fall on your lap. It's like, I mean, we touched on this, I think, on Instagram Live, when people first get in the industry as a PT, they're like, oh, £30 an hour, fantastic. I'm going to be living the dream.
Easy money.
It don't fall on your lap. Like, people need to really trust in you, and that you've got to really provide that value for somebody to invest that money in you. You've got to be able to get them the results that they actually need. And it's the same when it comes to like your weight loss journey. It's not going to come easy. Like, you've got to put the work in, you've got to be organized, you've got to have a plan in place, and you've got to tick those boxes day in, day out. And if you just continue doing exactly what you're doing, you'll be in the same position that you're in at the moment. So
No, definitely. No, I think you've summed it up perfectly there. I think, like you say, it is that, I suppose it's like anything in life, it's always what you put in is what you get out, and things don't fall just on your lap, in this day and age, everything's so popular or so demanding that like I say, if you want to sort of make that progress or make that improvement, you've got to put the work in, you've got to put the time in. Things don't come for free, or they don't come for nothing. And you've got to get yourself out there and sort of make your put your stamp on it, really, I suppose, and like you say, make that lifestyle change.
That's it. I mean, everyone keeps saying, how are you putting so many videos out at the minute since lockdown? And it's like, well, I'm up at 5. I ain't shut the laptop down till 9, 10 o'clock at night. I'm just like twiddling my thumbs all day. Like I mean, my family are a prime example of that. Oh, you're right, because they're in like the building trade, the manual labour trade. A lot of family are, oh, you're all right, you just sit on the laptop all day. Yeah, I'm working. You don't see one, do you?
No, that's it. They just, like you say, you know, they see what they want to see, and I think they don't, you know, they block everything out. They block all the, you know, all the hours you probably spend, like you say, writing things, planning things, like you say, you know, even probably the amount of videos that you do compared to what that you do post, you know. Like, I know when I do videos, you know, the amount of times I take, you know, 20 or 30 shots before I get it right, and that all takes time. You know, it's not just a quick 30-second fix. I mean, sometimes taking videos, I'm you know, half an hour into it, and I'm like, oh god, you know, I need to get it right. I need to get it right.
I should have said
yeah, that's it. I shouldn't have said that, or I forgot to say that, or you know.
I'll say I'm having one of those days today where I keep talking, and then I'm like, oh, my brain's just gone for a walk. I forgot actually what I was talking about.
yeah, it's easily done. It's easily done, mate.
So yeah, I mean, going back to the topic of today. I mean, what would your main piece of advice be for someone that is feeling a little bit low at the minute? They have put on weight, they're feeling quite lethargic, and they've not got back into that routine yet. So what advice would you give to someone like that starting to get back into some form of normality?
I would say, you know, try and sort of remember where you actually, you know, originated from and where you actually came from, because most people that are probably feeling sort of, you know, how you've just said, you know, they probably was in this position, you know, before they started their fitness journey, you know, sort of probably like yourself, like myself, you know, we all started, you know, as sort of newcomers. You know, new to the industry, new to exercise, etc. So, you know, think of where you originally started from. Think of all the hard work and all of the time, the effort that you put into actually achieving your goals before the lockdown. You know, try and again, you know, I suppose you can look at it in two ways, really, in regards with, you know, knowing that you've done that, you know, knowing that you could do it again. But also, like you say, you know, everyone's in the same boat. So just try and, you know, sort of said it sort of a few times today already, you know, just try and take one step at a time. You know, there's plenty of people out there that are willing to, you know, give you advice, you know, give you a bit of guidance and stuff like that, you know, as to included. So, you know, we're sort of all in this together, really. So don't feel that you're sort of, you know, on your own, you're alone. You know, everyone's in the same sort of scenario to a degree. So yeah, remember where you started. Take one day at a time, and like you say, try and you know, slowly progress it, and try not to take the fad diet route if you can, or the shortcuts and the short-term change, let's say.
That's it. So, I mean, yourself and me, we're both human, and a lot of PTs and coaches are. I mean, we've not been machines throughout this whole process. Just because I've lost weight during the lockdown rather than gain weight doesn't mean I haven't dabbled in a little bit more of these than normal.
Hey, yeah.
The odd extra burger here and there, like I have done. Yeah. Like, I've had those days where I've had them low days, and I spoke about it quite openly on my social media. I mean, we're normal. We're people as well, so we can relate to the situation that you've been through. And I think that's quite important when looking for a coach, and not looking for that quick fix fad or product, because you're not going to get any support whatsoever with like a product like that. But yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there, buddy.
Yeah, definitely, mate. And I think, you know, sort of like what you just said there in regards with having a few cheeky drinks or a few cheeky burgers, you know, if you are going to do that one day, you know, use that day, you know, to enjoy it, to sort of relish it, you know, to take a back seat and just to take your foot off the gas. But then, you know, say to yourself that day, right, tomorrow is the day that, like I say, I'm not going to have them extra few calories, or I'm not going to have them extra few drinks. You know, today I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy while I'm in the present, while I'm in the moment. But tomorrow, you know, whether it be first thing in the morning or whatever it may be, I'm going to get back on track. I'm going to, you know, track my calories. I'm going to get some steps in. I'm going to do a 20-minute hit session in the garden, and again, just going back to it, just taking it day by day, step by step, not thinking too far ahead, and slowly getting back into that normality and routine.
That's it. It's having that balance, but taking action at the same time. Exactly what you said there. Don't like get back on it the next day. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait for the next month or January. Or
next summer holidays.
Literally makes no sense. If you want to achieve a goal, you won't get there if you don't start and you keep moving the starting post forward. I went in detail on one of my recent videos about taking action, but if you're forever moving the starting blocks, you're never going to, if you're moving the starting blocks, you're moving the ending blocks. You're moving the ending post, sorry. So everything is shifting together. So if you don't take action and you don't take control of the situation you're in, we're all normal, exactly what we spoke about. I mean, I've had the odd glass of whiskey that are a little bit extra than I usually do, and the odd pizza burger during lockdown. I'm sure Jack's done a similar thing.
I'd agree. Hands up.
We're all human, but it's about being in control of the situation you're in and not letting everything be in control of you.
Yeah, 100%. Summarised it perfectly there.
No, I didn't ramble on that one then.
No. Just enough.
Perfect. But yeah, I'll put Jack's details down below. So obviously gyms are back open on the 25th. So Saturday, the 25th of July. I'll try and get this video out before that. It might be out just after that, though. I'm not quite sure yet. But yeah, if you're in the Loughborough area and you're looking for a face-to-face personal trainer, I'll drop Jack's website down below. It's a nice purple colour, I believe, the last time I was on your website.
It is, yeah.
So you'll always see, you'll always recognise Jack's branding. But yeah, if you're looking for a face-to-face personal trainer in the Loughborough, Leicestershire area, Jack is your man.
Cheers, buddy.
No problem.